You're with Clement Manyathela.
702. Let's walk the talk.
It's 24 minutes before 11 o'clock. We're coming to you live from OR Tambo International Airport this morning. We're actually at ACSA's offices, the airport's company South Africa, here at OR Tambo, because the company is currently presenting its 2024-2025 financial results. This event marks a significant milestone in the company's journey because it's transitioning from recovery to a new chapter of growth, of resilience, and long-term sustainability. So we're going to focus now on issues around infrastructure in as far as our airports are concerned. We've got Charles Shilowa with us now, who is the Group Executive for Capital Infrastructure and Asset Management at ACSA. Mr. Shilowa, thank you so much for speaking to us. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
So let's start with how much you have put in investments here. I mean, ACSA investing about 861 million rand in infrastructure in the 2024-2025 financial year. Where did this money go?
So the 861 was allocated across categories of investments that we have defined. The first one being rehabilitation, replacement, second being capacity, third being commercial, fourth being efficiency, and lastly being statutory and compliance. And what is important to note is we are funded by the economic regulator, and our funding was given at the end of 2023. So we spent the last year, meaning 2024, doing preparations. So when I say preparation, I mean concept design, basic design, and detailed design on various projects on those categories that I have just mentioned.
Yeah. Well, okay. When you look at the 5-year plan, though, I mean, how much are we looking at? Is it 21 billion rand, which is quite a big number? What is that expected to deliver over the 5-year program?
So the 21.7 billion over the 5 years will deliver infrastructure across our entire network. And I think it's important to note that we have about 81% of that funding allocated to refurbishment and replacements. We have about 15% of that allocated to new capacity, and the balance is allocated to commercial type projects, efficiency and technology, statutory and compliance. Essentially what we will be delivering is infrastructure for Cape Town, infrastructure for OR Tambo, infrastructure for some of our regional airports, which in a way have been considered to, to be neglected somehow. Essentially, we'll have, at the end of this program, a network of airports that is well maintained, that is more efficient and can provide the service that our passengers are expecting.
On the airport, that growth, and I wonder this investment, if we're going to be more specific, is it only doing refurbishments? Are there plans to expand? What exactly are the plans in as far as these developments are concerned? But also even here at OR Tambo Airport, I mean, this is the backbone of the country's aviation sector. What's in the pipeline here?
Pipeline for Cape Town. We are doing what we call a new domestic arrivals, which is capacity. We are going to expand the departure lounge and add additional aircraft stands, about 3 additional Code E aircraft stands. We are going to be upgrading the international terminal where currently there's too much congestion. If you've been there, you can attest to that. So we are going to deal with those problems. At OR Tambo specifically, we are going to be refurbishing our cargo facilities. They they are due for refurbishment, and the refurbishment will essentially increase their life by about, say, 10 years. But we are working on an enablement project for what we call a midfield cargo terminal. It's a new cargo terminal facility with 2 phases. First phase will deliver about 750,000 tons of cargo capacity, and second phase will take that number to 2 million. 2 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
What precautionary measures are being taken in light of the activities and threats posed by the construction mafia? I know that's been a concern raised before. What measures have you put in place just to be more cautious around that, to protect yourselves?
Well, we consider community engagement as critical. So wherever we are implementing projects, there are plans to engage local communities, make them aware of projects that are coming up in a view of allowing them an opportunity to take advantage of business opportunities that might be associated with what we are implementing, job opportunities and so on and so forth. We also have our security team that is having its finger on the pulse, to assess the threat that is associated with what is called construction mafias, and to see how we can still be in a position to deliver the infrastructure that we have planned.
We've seen OR Tambo face some flight delays over refueling issues with the upgrade being undertaken. How will you modernize infrastructure jet fuel, just to improve operational resilience and also accommodate this future growth that you envisage?
On jet fuel, it's true. We have experienced some challenges, and it's associated with the age of the infrastructure. Most of the infrastructure was delivered in the 70s, but we have a comprehensive plan to ensure that we have reliability of our jet fuel system. There are 2 20-inch pipelines from the storage tanks to the aprons that we are planning to install. But in the short term, just to deal with the challenges, we have replaced the valve system. We have put the bypass to ensure that there's a bit of redundancy in our system. What we've also done is the receipt of product from the port. We have initiated a project to increase that from about 20 million liters to about 30 million liters, just to make sure that at any point in time we have adequate product that we are able to receive. In addition to that, as I've indicated about the age of our infrastructure, we've started a tank farm refurbishment project. We have 3 tank farms. We're going to be doing the first one. We have all the approvals, and we're charging ahead to make sure that we implement all this to make sure that we create a reliable and efficient system, jet fuel system.
Okay, let's talk about regional airports now, because regional airports often get less attention, and some people often even complain about them. What is ACSA doing to develop them?
Well, generally, that statement might sound correct, but the numbers speak a different story. The 21.7 billion that we talked about earlier, there is about 2.3 billion that is set aside for what we call non-capacity projects at regional airports, to make sure that we're able to do rehabilitations, replacements, and we have working and reliable systems. And that amount is spread across, as I've indicated, the six regional airports. But on the capacity side, if you look at King Paulo Airport, for instance, We are currently working on what we refer to as a terminal optimization project. That will be followed by a terminal expansion project, which is, much more comprehensive. For Chief Davis Stearman International Airport, we have initiated a project to do a terminal expansion. George Airport, terminal expansion. And we are currently initiating projects just to start looking at how the rest of the regional airports, departure lounges can be optimized, for passenger comfort.
Okay. Just as we wrap up, from people listening to us who are, in fact, people who often use the airports, because a part of your plan, of course, is to improve passenger experience. When we talk about these infrastructure programs and the future investments, what do you say to those listeners? Like ACSA's, when it talks about airports of the future, what does that mean for passenger experience?
So we in our view, that is airports with expanded capacity that are digitalized, that are smart, that are efficient, and that are sustainable. So for us, that's really how we best explain airports of the future. And you'll realize that all those elements, when you look at the best in class in the world, they excel in all those areas.
Charles Shilowa, Group Executive for Capital Infrastructure and Asset Management at ACSA. Thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you, sir.
702.
The Clement Manyathela Show.
Let's walk the talk.
All right, it's 10 minutes now before 11 o'clock. As we have been telling you this morning, we are live at OR Tambo International Airport. We're at ACSA's offices because ACSA is presenting its 2024-2025 financial results. I understand that the CFO will soon be getting on stage and presenting those results, which will mark a significant milestone in the company's journey because, as I said, it's transitioning from recovery and they're now entering this new chapter of growth, of long-term sustainability. And as you heard from Mr. Shilowa, there are big plans to invest in infrastructure, lots of plans as well to try and ensure that they create and really make available funds so that we can have airports of the future where your passenger experience is also improved. So when you come to OR, when you go to Cape Town, when you go to the regional airports as well, you are satisfied with the service, but it's also like smart airports as well. We're going to bring in now Lauriette Sesoko, who's the Group Executive for Commercial and Business Development, who's joining us now from our makeshift studio. Lauriette, thank you so much for making time for us. Hi.
Hi, Clement. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you for coming through. Let's start with non-aeronautical revenue, because my understanding is that it makes up about 49% of ACSA's income. Why is this so significant?
It is actually significant. Maybe let me first start by saying it's a very exciting day to announce the results for ACSA with their sterling performance. My CFO and my CE, they're still on stage. So what makes it so significant is that it creates a buffer, almost like a balance between aeronautical revenue, which is aviation revenue, and it mitigates the risk. So you diversify revenue so that you don't have over-reliance on just one stream of income. That's a significant part of it. And it has been growing significantly, like almost balanced 50-50 with the aviation revenue in the past few years.
Okay.
So that's what is so important about it. And it will continue to grow.
Yeah.
We are heavily investing in those facilities, upgrading, maintaining, so that we can even get more revenue.
What are some of the standout successes in non-aeronautical revenue this year?
Performance in retail. When you go to our terminals, you look at all the food and beverage, you look at all the retail shops, but not only that, the parking portfolio and the car rental portfolio, because the three, retail, parking and car rental, they go hand in hand with the increase in passenger numbers. The more passengers you have in our airports, the more they'll be able to use parking and car rental, including food and bev, restaurants, and so on.
So they indicate something about just the growth. What do they say? Do they say anything about passenger experience?
Yes, we do what we have ASQ, quality service, where it's almost like a survey, where you ask passengers in terms of what are their needs, what their expectations. One of the things that has been requested more is the issue of introducing local products. When you come into South African airports, just landing, then you feel the South African vibrancy in terms of localization, proudly South African, brand SA products. So that's what is being requested a lot. But also what the passengers are asking is more open leisure space, to reduce the crowdness in our airports.
Okay. Let's talk about advertising and the branding opportunities at airports. How important are they to ACSA's model?
They are very important. They are one of the, let me say, steady revenue generating portfolio. And I think we lately and in the past few years we've been having a lot of requests and demands from the strongest brands, to come and display. But the main thing about advertising importance in our airport limits is the high visibility, but also there's a lot of traffic. So their brands will be able to get enough exposure in terms of market, in terms of sales. So while the concessionaire do generate revenue from that, I think us as an airports company also generate a lot from that, because we get turnover from whatever they spend on advertising.
I see. And are you aligned, like ACSA's commercial strategy, how aligned are you to even the national priorities like trade and tourism?
We are so much aligned. We have MOUs. We've signed a memorandum of understanding with the tourism industry and the regions. But I will say ACSA, or like commercial, stimulates trade. It stimulates tourism because we don't just have business travelers, but we also have leisure travelers. We also have meeters and greeters who just want to come to our airports. But mostly, like tourists are the larger part of our travel for leisure purposes. So it does stimulate trade. It does support trade. It does stimulate tourism.
Yeah.
Yes.
What future plans do you have? Like, what opportunities will you pursue as ACSA to grow the non-aeronautical income even further and ensure you continue the successes?
There are lots of opportunities. There's a huge potential. As long as you have growth in passenger numbers, your non-aero will also grow. But what we're looking into, I already mentioned that, we're looking into introducing local products. But also what we will be doing to further stimulate the growth of retail, of parking, of car rental, is to redesign our terminals. Redesign our terminals in terms of new products offering, new tenant mix, all what the passengers are asking for. So we will be remodeling, we will be doing new designs, we will be doing new layouts for our terminals, to allow also more space for passengers to move around, different restaurants and different offerings.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great. So I see that the results have just been announced now as we have been talking, and ACSA now delivering this landmark financial performance for the year ended 31st of March this year, reporting a record net profit of 1.1 billion rand, more than double the 472 million rand achieved in the 2023-2024 financial year. I mean, this is some great success, and this is, in fact, one of the few state-owned enterprises that are making profits.
It is exciting. As I said when I started, it is just one of those joyful days for ACSA. I think in terms of going more into the numbers, I will leave that more to the Chief Financial Officer, who will take you further on that.
Yeah.
But it is an exciting day today. We are all happy. We are so excited. I think all the efforts that we have put in it's really pleasing, having worked for the past 12 months and producing such great results. For me, it's a milestone.
Lauriette Sesoko, Group Executive for Commercial and Business Development here at ACSA. Thank you so much for joining us. It's 2 minutes now.
Thank you, Clement.